Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video subject matter: the left and the right are mirror images of one another. The left calls the right evil and intolerant. The right calls the left stupid and regressive. The right asserts that the left operate on their own facts. The left asserts the same. The right is anti-science on reproductive rights. The left is anti-science on climate change. The right says never attack your own. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. The left believe in remaining a monolith, yet when one person becomes an apostate or a defector, they have that person cancelled. You don't think the way we do? Well, we will make you pay. They truly are two sides of the same coin. The far left is unreasonable and fanatical in their thinking, and irrational in behaviour. And then the disenfranchised left, a term I stole from my friend Philosophicat, check out her channel, which is a more accurate name for what we should be calling the far right. And they claim to be anti-doxing and anti-cancel culture until they themselves engage in that very same behaviour, hence disenfranchised leftists. The dynamic that exists between the left and right is they believe this, so we must believe this. It's like a game of opposites.
If you're left-right, it's just the other guy's evil. Simple. Very simple message. The other guy's evil. I know I killed the guy, but he killed 3 guys. So he's way worse than me. So vote for me. But if you're third party, what you have to do is have interesting answers to problems. Interesting. The only reason why people still speak to me, and I haven't run in 2.5 years, the reason why people still talk to me is they still talk to me about my policies. About my regulate cannabis like onions, leasing naming rights to bridges to pay for infrastructure, things like that, treating farmers like small business owners, right? Things like that are what people, oh, that guy, remember that cool idea, changing our mandatory school from K through 12 to K through 10. Those types of things that I came up with, people are like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, how do we do that? Because that's an actual solution. And when people are desperate enough to fix a problem, they look for someone who has a solution. And generally speaking, left-right paradigm politicians don't have solutions. They're only protecting you from the evil one.
It seems one cannot exist really without the other. I'm not going to just be some armchair critic and just make outlandish observations without backing them up like I have been. It's also worth noting that whilst I have no issue with calling out any side, I myself do not identify with the left-right paradigm, the political spectrum. Let me be clear, I find the left-right spectrum to be a flawed system to measure one's political ideology. The measure changes, so it has become inaccurate in the last few years. As society progresses toward a seemingly a more regressive society, the measure therefore continues to evolve. Listen carefully. I do lean right on the current iteration of this measure. But if I was, say, alive in 1961 during JFK, I would probably be a Democrat. Both sides act tough. The left hurls monstrous insults of condemnation to the right, like Nazi or alt-right. This is done in an attempt to shut down any arguments made on the right. The right also hurls insults to the left, sometimes in a cold manner, devoid of all emotion.
You're wearing a hijab in the United States of America. What is wrong with you?
Yet the right are also quick to cry snowflake or simp, like somehow that is a valid counter-argument to anything. Both sides play the victim, and both sides don't tend to take responsibility for their own actions. They just deflect and blame each other. Both sides, on some level, oppose government, yet they advocate for freedom, until they require that very same government to pass a legislation that fits and suits their specific needs and wants, that may not represent another part of society, but represents what they want. And so it must be mandated, they must make it happen. Is there any freedom in that? What do both sides have in common? Being authoritarian, being intolerant, and being hypocritical. Please be informed that any partisanship leads to cognitive dissonance. I know, I learned this on my own political journey. The left and the right have an obstinate obsession with perpetually warring with one another. This is to the point where one side simply buttresses the other side simply for the sake of acrimony. Get on the socials and remember to love one another.